Today I'm going to tell you why carnivore is not crazy. I've been doing carnivore almost 700 days now. I'm down over 100 pounds since my heaviest. I overcame depression, IBS, arthritis in my foot. I reversed my congestive heart failure. Carnivore's changed my life forever, but I used to think that carnivore is crazy. You probably think carnivore's crazy, and you probably have family and friends and loved ones that tell you carnivore's crazy. So this video is for you. This video is to inspire you, motivate you. Maybe you can send it to your friends or loved ones that think carnivore is crazy to explain to them that this maybe isn't so crazy. Here's the big epiphany I had. I thought at first, I'm just eating meat and everything's healing. This is an elimination diet, which is kind of true. But what I have realized recently, later on in my journey as a carnivore, 700 days in, this is the most natural way we can eat. Carnivore is the most natural way we can eat. And if you think about it in this world, humans are constantly trying to outsmart Mother Nature, and it never works. And when you return to what is natural, it's the best thing you can do in the world. What does a cow eat naturally? Grass. What does a chicken eat naturally? Chicken eats insects and mice, but we feed chickens grain, we feed cows grain, and they get sick, and you gotta pump them full of antibiotics and they get fat. And that's the same thing that happens with humans when you feed them grain, because we weren't intended to eat those things. So if you think carnivore is crazy, I'm here to tell you that carnivore isn't crazy. It's actually the opposite of carnivore is what is crazy. So we're gonna stop right here for a second. The opposite of what is carnivore is crazy. Whatever led you to this point that you're considering carnivore, that is crazy. You look around in the world right now, 9 out of 10 people have poor metabolic health, 7 out of 10 people are overweight, people are walking around riddled with inflammation. That is crazy. And it's only because us humans, we're so myopic. We just see life through our own eyes, like this is the way it's always been. That is not true. This isn't the way it's always been. This is the way it's always been for your life, and your life is like this. Your life is this little tiny sliver of time in the grand scheme of humanity. If you look at that little sliver of time and then you take the whole thing right here, for this whole time leading up to this little sliver of time, people weren't eating grains. People weren't walking around chronically inflamed. People were hunters and gatherers. We ate primarily meat. It's evident if you look at our intestines. It's evident if you look at stable isotope testing. It's only this little tiny sliver of time that is so normal to you that is the reason that you think carnivore is crazy. We have been eating meat for as long as we have been breathing air and drinking water. Shout out Dr. Ken Berry, because I learned that from him. Carnivore isn't crazy. Carnivore is literally, without a doubt, the most natural foods we can eat right now in this moment. There's 60,000 products in the grocery store. They're all compromised. They're all full of sugar, seed oils, food dyes, high fructose corn syrup. These seed oils are industrial tank lubricants. If I had a bowl of an industrial tank lubricant seed oil sitting on the ground and I saw my dog running for it, I would jump on him and tell him, stop, don't eat that. That's horrible for you. You're gonna die. What are you doing? Highly inflammatory. Don't eat that, dog. Meanwhile, humans are consuming that much more than that on a regular basis over and over again, every single time they eat their junk food. What is going on in the world right now, what people are eating in the world right now, that is what is crazy. The 60,000 products in the grocery store that we were never intended to eat. As we're all getting sicker and sicker, people are getting limbs amputated from this food they're eating in the grocery store. Little kids are walking around with fatty liver disease. None of this has ever happened throughout history. That is what is crazy. It seems normal because it happens slowly, but I urge you, take a big step back and think about it. Carnivore is the most natural food we can eat. If you're eating meat, particularly beef, a ruminant animal, multi-chamber stomach, even if that cow ingests some grass in the field that has a little bit of overspray of glyphosate on it, by the time it goes through its 4-chambered stomach, its ruminant stomach, the meat that you get is going to be the cleanest food you can eat. There's no argument about it. I'll debate anyone on this. There is no cleaner food on this planet that you could eat than a ruminant animal. Now, some might argue, what about fruits and vegetables? Those are so clean. Well, of course, fruits and vegetables are a million times better than Twinkies and donuts and pizza. But fruits and vegetables are compromised, much more than you would ever believe. An apple now is this big. It's a big softball sized ball of sugar. You eat an apple, it converts in your blood to glucose. Your body doesn't know if that's glucose from an apple or a candy bar. And then a half hour later, you're hungry again. And you go get a granola bar, and then you go get some snacks, and before you know it, you're eating pizza and junk food again, and you're constantly yo-yoing and you're constantly hungry. What is crazy is humanity walking around constantly hungry every single day, jonesing for food and trying to regulate their food. I do none of that on carnivore. And there's millions of species on this planet, and not one of those species, other than humans and the pets that we poison with our food, none of them struggle with their food like we do. It's funny if you think about it. Oh my God, I'm starving. Oh my God, I'm full. Over and over again, yo-yoing back and forth, gaining weight, losing weight. It's only humans because we're eating the wrong things. That is what is crazy. Carnivore isn't crazy, and once you start doing carnivore for a while, you realize, like I have realized and so many others have, this is natural. This is natural. I'm eating a species-appropriate diet like all the other millions of species are doing. All the other millions of species are not struggling with their weight. They're not getting fat. They're not getting psoriasis. They're not getting depression. They're not getting fat or liver disease. They don't have to have limbs cut off because of type 2 diabetes. That is how I am behaving. That is not crazy. What you're doing that led you to this point that you're watching this video and even considering carnivore, all of that is absolutely crazy. So I hope that helps you. To summarize shortly, carnivore is not crazy. Carnivore is the most natural foods we can eat right now. That might have been different 100 years ago. There might have been some good veg and some good fruit. The fruit now is compromised. There's pesticides, glyphosate, forever chemicals. The vegetables now have 1/7 the nutrients they used to because we're chemical farming. We're pumping fertilizers onto everything. You can't get anything to grow in the dirt anymore. Back in the day, you'd have mom and pop farmer, and you'd have a cow, and the cow would poop on the ground and it would fertilize, and then you'd grow stuff in there, and there'd be nutrients in the poop, there'd be nutrients in the soil, there'd be nutrients in the veg. There's no nutrients in the veg anymore. There's 1/7 the nutrients it used to have. So my argument is carnivore is the most natural food. It's a sobering reality that we can eat in this day and age given the options that we have. And when you eat naturally and when you return to what is natural, it's amazing what will heal. Everything heals. You go back to normal, you go back to natural, and you don't even think about eating anymore. So I hope that helped encourage you guys. I hope that helped encourage people that think carnivore is crazy. You can't wrap your brain around it. You may have other concerns. Oh, it's going to clog my artery. That has been debunked over and over again. What about fiber? What about scurvy? All of these questions have been asked and answered. You're right in thinking them, but go do your research. Google Dr. Ken Berry, carnivore and fiber. Google Dr. Philip Ovadia, carnivore and heart disease. It's all been debunked over and over again. Carnivore is the most natural food you can eat. If you want to learn more about what I'm doing, I'm filming a documentary. We just filmed our 45th interview. We filmed 10 doctors and experts. We're following real people over the course of a year doing a carnivore diet and having miraculous recoveries. A woman that had Parkinson's, she's ready to hike the St. Francis of Assisi Trail, 500 miles. My friend Bill Knott in Alaska, he's down 300 pounds, overcame depression. Some of these stories are just unbelievable. We want to continue doing this after the documentary. We want to do a series forever. I have so many stories coming out of the woodwork. I want to do a whole episode on depression, whole episode on anxiety, a whole episode on type 2 diabetes, a whole episode on cancer. I want to do this forever, but we can't do it without your support. So if you're interested in learning more or donating, please visit donate.healinghumanity.movie. And if you're starting carnivore, you need community. That's why we set up healinghumanity.life. Proceeds from our membership site go to support this documentary in this series. In the membership site, we have like 7 Zoom calls a week. We had Dr. Baker on the other day. We have Q&As. We have Inspire Together. We have Breaking Addictions, 12-step program for overcoming food addictions. We have a hangout. We do a Healing Humanity hangout with Dante Ferrigno on Sundays. Come join us. You can get 50% off right now. It's a limited time offer. There's a link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below. Why do you think carnivore is not crazy? I'm going to randomly pick one of those comments and I'm going to give you a Healing Humanity t-shirt. Leave a comment down below, share this video, hit the subscribe, notifications. Thanks so much for watching. Beep.